So Elise, why are you here today?
Well, I was confused on Lab 3 and I just wasn't sure how to get started.
Is there anything in particular, or is it just where to get started?
Well, I was a little confused on the timer with
Okay,
debug dump.
okay, got it. So let's see where to start. Okay, so this is the starter code for Lab 3, and it's empty. Okay, but what I want to start is I'm going to go back to the ebook. And here in the ebook is a different kind of dump, right? What it does is record the input and output of some function that I'm doing what's called functional debugging, where I'm going to record the input and output parameters of a square root.
Why do I care about dumping?
Well, we want to log how our system works. We're going to make a recording of the behavior of our system so that we can document that it's been tested. All right, so let me, I'm going to copy this code right here. Okay, Elise, here we have on the left some simple code that dumps input and output, and on the right is what you have to do in Lab 3. What do you see the differences?
Well, on the left side, you record two different input and output values, whereas on the code that we're going to have to write, we have to deal with a timer and then in addition a data value. We also, on the left side, stop at a count of 12, whereas on the code we're going to have to write, we stop at max buff.
I got it. Good. So really the difference here is the fact that we're recording not a second data thing, but recording time. Okay.
Correct.
All right. So it's fairly straightforward. If you were to call initialize, okay, so in your initialization, what do you have to do? In your initialization, what do you have to do?
Well, it looks like we have to initialize the timer itself.
Yeah, sure, we got to call the timer. Is there anything else you want to do in initialization?
You want to make sure all of your variables are set.
Which one? Which one do I have to initialize?
Probably an index or
Yeah,
count.
right there. Yeah, sure, you better initialize that. Okay? All right, you better initialize. And what would you initialize it to?
0.
Yeah, there you go. Good. All right, so now, if we look at what we have to do, we're going to remove, right? We're going to remove the parameter out from this function here. We don't need that anymore. And what else are we going to change? What about this? What am I going to do with this?
Well, that's a different name for the buffers.
Yeah, so we're just going to use that. We're going to rename the buffers. Okay? No problem. All right. Now, the only thing we have to do now is think about the time. And that's, this is a clock. It happens to count down. Okay? Okay? It happens to count down. Can you see how big it is?
I can't from right here.
Yeah, it's 32 bits. All right. It's a 32-bit it's a 32-bit counter, and it decrements at a rate that we know. And so it's going to decrement in hardware at 80 megahertz. And it counts down. Now, why would it count down?
Why would it count down?
I don't know either, but it does. You just got to know it counts down. So we got time going in reverse. Okay, I don't know why, but what it will matter that when I subtract 2 times, I got to subtract the first one from the second one. Okay, and so if we removed this parameter, okay, what am I going to do? Right? Where am I going to put? Right? When I call dump, when I call my dump, how do I read the timer? How do I read the timer? Do you know?
Based on the comments, it looks like we just call this variable.
Well, yeah, it's a variable. I don't have to call it. I'm just going to put it on this side of an equal sign. Got to spell it right, of course. All right. put it on this side of an equal sign, and that will tell us the current time. And where do you want to put it?
We want to store it into one of the buffers.
Yeah, which one?
The time buffer.
Yeah, store it in the time buffer. All right. And so we're going to store it into the time buffer. I'll let you work out the gory details, right? Any other questions you have about where to get started? All right, now go do it. Yeah, enjoy. Have fun with this lab. I don't know.